A massive explosion occurred at LS59 airport. According to satellite images, the explosion likely targeted a military site or the Palmachim military base. This airport is not only a military installation but also serves as a space launch base, a fact worth highlighting. Since September 1988, the facility has undergone significant changes, shifting from being merely a military airport to also housing critical space operations. This base is particularly significant as it serves as a launch point for reconnaissance drones like the Hermes 450 and Heron TP, which are used extensively in southern Lebanon. These drones operate alongside other advanced systems to monitor and strike Hezbollah positions. The targeting of this base is a strategic move, especially since it hosts helicopters like Apache and Cobra, which play a key role in intercepting Hezbollah drones launched from Lebanon. The attack, specifically targeting helicopters, is aimed at enabling Hezbollah drones to evade interception and reach their targets. Additionally, the strike on Hermes 450 drones, which are vital for spying on Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley, underscores the precision and intent behind the operation. Furthermore, the strike appears to have disrupted the Shaldag unit, which is highly specialized in directing strikes on Beirut and other sensitive targets. This highlights the significance of the targeted base, as it also functions as a key operational hub for space and military activities. Satellite images indicate that the explosion occurred near Rishon LeZion, closer to Yavna, southwest of Tel Aviv. This region is known for its strategic military facilities, including a center for space launches at coordinates 31 degrees 53 minutes 52 seconds north, 34 degrees 41 minutes 26 seconds east. The facility's layout, including runways and launch points, integrates military helicopter operations with intelligence-gathering missions in southern Lebanon, making it a critical target for Hezbollah. Additionally, Palmachim hosts testing facilities for Israel's third-generation missiles, specifically the Jericho 3. The strike could have directly aimed at disrupting these tests, as well as the operational readiness of these missile systems. By targeting this facility, Hezbollah aims to reduce the Israeli army's ability to counter its drone operations and weaken its military capacity overall. This strike has far-reaching implications. It highlights Hezbollah's growing military manufacturing capabilities, particularly in missile production, which poses a direct challenge to Israel's military superiority. Israel has expressed concerns about Lebanon's evolving defense capabilities, as evidenced by statements from Israeli officials like Benny Gantz, who have called for strikes on Lebanon's military infrastructure. The attack also underscores the geopolitical tensions surrounding Lebanon's defense industry, with France and the US expressing conflicting positions regarding the reallocation of Lebanon's military resources. While some parties advocate for strengthening state institutions, others see these developments as a direct threat to regional stability. In summary, the strike on Palmachim marks a critical escalation in the ongoing confrontation between Hezbollah and Israel. It reflects Hezbollah's intent to undermine Israel's advanced military and aerospace capabilities, while asserting its own growing strength in the region. Welcome to a new episode of Middle East Insights. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, activate the notification bell to stay updated, and share. Thank you. This falls under the capabilities not just of Hezbollah, but of the state itself. Therefore, this point requires detailed clarification. There is a highly precise matter regarding the significant developments since 1988 and up until the failure of the Shavit launch in 1993. This marks the third segment of the Palmachim base, primarily focused on space manufacturing. To date, Hezbollah forces have not specifically targeted this segment. However, they have struck missiles, including those used in the production of the Jericho 3, as well as testing facilities at this base, and have also disrupted helicopter operations intended to prevent Hezbollah drones from reaching their targets. As for Israel's space program, it is on the brink of significant setbacks, though its facilities have not yet been directly targeted by the precision missiles deployed in the strike. These missiles, which struck a single airport and a residential area, challenged the claim that manufacturing occurs exclusively in civilian zones. The space component of the base, particularly regarding launches since 1988 and through the Shavit program, has entered the era of third-generation technology. The last Shavit launch associated with the OFEC-10 satellite represents what could be called the third generation of satellites. However, there are serious leaks indicating that Israel has launched satellites beyond what is publicly known, suggesting at least the existence of OFEC-12. This information remains unconfirmed, but it points to advancements beyond OFEC-10. The recent massive strike in Greater Tel Aviv specifically targeted Palmachim, a base of critical strategic importance. While 2 sections of the base were hit, the space program has so far remained intact. Since the failed launch in 1993, Shavit has progressed from its first generation to the second, with plans for a third generation. Yet reports suggest delays in this program, possibly due to recent Hezbollah strikes, which have hampered Israel's ability to intercept drones launched by Hezbollah. Hezbollah's current efforts to achieve its objectives face multiple obstacles, including multi-layered air defenses, aerial interventions involving fighter jets and helicopters, and coordinated operations between drones and helicopters, particularly Hermes 450 drones. The downing of a Hermes 450 drone significantly impacts air operations, often causing delays of 2 to 4 hours in restoring operational readiness. The recent downing of a Hermes 450 over Lebanese territory was followed by heavy bombardments, marking a critical escalation. This assessment highlights the significant challenges posed by the strike on Palmachim and the explosion at the base. U.S. sources acknowledge that the attack has caused at least partial disruption to military operations, particularly air operations. Moreover, the missile program itself may have encountered setbacks, with recent reports suggesting that Israel's defense industry is now operating 24/7 to compensate for these challenges. Israel's increased reliance on its defense manufacturing capabilities, operating continuously without pause, underscores the severity of its current situation. With limited external support, Israel is doubling down on its domestic production to sustain multiple fronts. This strategy highlights the centrality of its military-industrial complex, which the Israeli authorities cannot afford to compromise. Strikes targeting these manufacturing facilities, such as the recent attack in Zebulun, are aimed at disrupting production chains, adding a new dimension to the conflict. Both sides are now attempting to cripple each other's industrial capabilities through targeted strikes. This escalation reflects a broader strategy focused on undermining industrial bases, air and naval infrastructure, and military outposts. The situation raises concerns about red lines and the potential consequences of targeting state assets, both Lebanese and Israeli. Israeli officials such as Benny Gantz have called for destroying these assets entirely, a development that could lead to unprecedented retaliation. The prospect of such a response, potentially involving widespread destruction in Israel, is something the U.S. seeks to avoid under any circumstances. Thank you and goodbye.